Now listen, when you talk about Cleveland's music scene, you can't skip this name. This man didn't just book shows, he helped shape Cleveland's music scene forever. He's the owner of the Cleveland Agora, head talent buyer for the Agora, Jacob Civilian, Globe Iron, and former owner of the legendary Peabody's Concert Club. He isn't just a businessman. This man believed in Cleveland, believed in the music scene, put his time, his money, and his reputation behind it. A Cleveland legend, a music heavyweight, this man helped shape some of your favorite memories. Give it up for Chris Zitterbart.
Wow, that's a hell of an intro. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, dude.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, stoked, man.
Yeah, always great to see you guys.
Yeah, man. So how was the drive down?
It's Cleveland, snowy. You know?
Cold weather, for sure.
It happens. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you doing this.
Definitely.
Super stoked. For us, I just want to kind of start at the beginning, learn a little bit about you, let the people kind of know some things they don't know. So I want to start at the beginning. I want to tell us about your childhood, parents, siblings. Did you grow up in like a musical family? What made you kind of want to get into the music industry?
That's an interesting question to kick it off. I think I've always been kind of counterculture in a weird sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a real small town in western Pennsylvania.
Did you? I didn't even know that.
I sure did.
Yeah, I was curious too. I thought maybe Cleveland, but I know we had never crossed that path of like getting that.
Yeah,
so.
no, I just grew up across the street from a farm out on a hill in western PA.
That's cool.
And, when we were in high school, a bunch of my buddies started forming bands. So I started playing in a punk hardcore band with those guys.
Did you?
Had a good
What'd you play?
time. Bass, poorly.
Really?
See, never knew that either. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we play shows, we book shows, we promote shows, and I figured I like the booking and the promoting. I could do that. The playing, I'd rather let you guys who are pros do that. And the booking, promoting, I've always really liked bringing people together and just like having a shared experience. So I grew up in a little town called Franklin, Pennsylvania. Like I said, out in the middle of nowhere. I have a younger brother, older half brother, who lives over in Latrobe, PA. But I moved over here after high school. I went to Hiram College right down the road here. And
it's like my backyard too. That's like right where I'm at.
We're like right here.
That's neat.
And had a great experience. Loved it. I was going to Cleveland all the time for shows. When I was a kid, I was going to Pittsburgh and Cleveland, kind of both equidistant.
What type of music then? What kind of shows were you going to see?
Shows, hardcore shows.
Yeah?
Always, yeah. Yeah, lots of punk and hardcore shows.
Those are the fun, rowdy ones and stuff too. Like, that packed, crazy atmosphere is always the best.
Yeah, I remember going to Warren, PA, a little town in western PA, to see Outface.
Nice.
And Outface, of course, is a legendary Cleveland band, and now Derek is a singer for Sepultura, and those guys have gone on to do some really great things.
That's sick. What venues like back then? Any that are still around?
Man, well, in Pittsburgh, I'd always go to Graffiti, which exists no more. Metropole, which doesn't exist anymore. Cleveland was Euclid Tavern, which doesn't exist anymore. We go to the Fantasy, and of course Peabody's.
Yeah.
Of course Agora.
Right.
Erie, I saw Youth Brigade play in like the art annex of the Erie Art Museum, which was insane.
Yeah.
And Warren, basically just whatever place would let kids throw punk rock shows.
So what's you being in bands is what made you decide, maybe I just want to be a promoter? Were you booking shows for your band or?
Yeah. So when we'd bring in bands like this band Bungee Jambo from Pittsburgh, who we loved, and the Nimrods from Akron, who we loved. Yeah. We'd bring them over to play shows with us way back, and
that was your introduction into promoting.
Yeah. Bring them over, pass out flyers. Somebody come to see a $5 show around a VFW or
I know those
whatever,
are fun.
and that's how we got started.
What was the first event you booked besides your own band when you were just, I'm a promoter. I'm gonna see what throwing a show together is like. What was that first show?
Man,
and where was that show?
To be honest with you, I really can't think of any that I didn't actually play. But I was always the guy dragging people out to shows. Like, I become friends with bands. We bring everybody out to shows, whether it was, Johnny Sacco from Indiana or Gatlin from here. Or
I remember Gatlin too.
Yeah, of course.
Totally.
Great guys.
Yeah.
What did you say already the band name that your band was called that you were in?
Pole.
Pole?
Nice.
Pole, yeah.
That's
Is there any evidence of this
You're
anywhere?
is there recording somewhere?
Is there online recording?
We actually had a tour shirt for like all 7 shows we played,
That's
which is
cool, though.
pretty great. And one
Yeah.
of the venues was Chris's back porch. So,
Nice.
you know, tells you about the longevity of that band. But
Well,
some
hey.
good people in that band. Good life
House shows,
experiences.
porch shows, those are some of the
Absolutely.
fucking best
Definitely.
sometimes.
That's how we came up pretty much and stuff too.
Yeah,
Like
played
booking
plenty of house
VFWs.
shows, plenty of basements.
Yeah.
That shit is a blast.
Yep.
It is. I miss doing that kind of stuff too. Sometimes it's fun.
It's great. It's cool. The band, like right now, is kind of a resurgence of it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we play in the backyard shows and things.
Dude,
like
who just
that.
played Arby's the other day? Was it, I forget who it was. It was like
a
Jimmy Eat
pop-up?
World or something.
Yeah.
Played like Arby's the other
That's
day.
awesome.
It was like,
Yeah.
it was one of those. I forget. So how did Peabody's come into this picture? How did you start there, and what was the first job there? Did you just come in and buy that? Did you start working there first, or?
No, I just came in and bought it. Basically, after I graduated school, I had a couple of technology jobs. Wasn't loving life, just wasn't the right fit for me. So me and a guy I was hanging out with at the time, we were gonna like start a computer refurb company, and it sounded profitable but boring.
Right.
And long story short, we were talking to Dan Call and Josh Cabot, and you know, they were interested in selling Peabodys and trying
Right.
something else. So we put together a deal, jumped in. I looked at Josh and Dan. I'm like, these guys are insane. They can make it work.
Yeah.
Didn't realize how brilliant those two were in their own special way. And
Yeah.
they are brilliant dudes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
their own
yeah,
special
absolutely.
way. And Dan kind of like showed me the ropes early on and kind of pointed in the right direction.
Right.
And I kind of took some of his concepts and ideas and kind of changed them and made them my own. And away we went.
So what were some of the first hurdles when starting Peabody's to get? What were some of the first biggest hurdles you were like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I didn't know this was
Right,
gonna.
what
I
it-
didn't
yeah,
think
what-
of that."
People smash out a front window because they're fucking idiots all the time.
Yeah, I have to deal with that in my
yeah,
stores all the
yeah.
time.
People puke every single night.
Every location too. You're
Right.
like, what the fuck? How
Nah,
is this
I mean-
here?
Toilets overflowing.
Always. So
Yeah, exactly.
buying Peabody's
I
was,
can imagine.
if I'm going back in time, it gave me access to a lot of agents, managers,
Yeah.
artists that I couldn't get other than just
Makes sense.
developing the relationships, right? So when you have a name like that, at least agents will answer your phone call or return
Sure.
your
Right.
email, or those guys fax you.
Yeah, back then.
it was a-
Back then,
it was a
those
different time,
faxes.
man. I had
Oh
to-
my! What year was
wild.
I
that?
had to
Times.
fax fucking contracts all the time. It drove me
Wow.
nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
I took over Peabody's 2005.
Okay.
There were 3 of us at the beginning. One personality-wise didn't work out. The other one drug-wise didn't work out. And basically, then we had a 4th person who's still a good friend of mine today. I don't want to get into all the ins and outs
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. But
Sure.
I will say that Peabody's financially was a horrible decision, life experience to get me where I am today, an amazingly great decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So how do you go about building that all-star crew? I remember, and obviously I still, some of them still today. But so like, how do you build that? Like Kimber, Bundy, Kevin, Larry, like the crew. Where did that come about? Were those all just friends, or were they working there already? Or
So when myself and others bought Peabody's, we kind of took the staff that was there, and you see who's good at it and who can like understand where you're trying to go. Anytime you do a transition, some people stay, some people go.
Yeah.
And
You just weed
the right
some
people
out.
stay and the right people go. And there's nothing wrong with the people that go. They need to
Yeah,
go do something
yeah.
else.
Sure.
But if they can't change to, adapt to what you're trying to accomplish, it just doesn't make sense. So I went through that with Peabody's. I went through that with the Agora 1.0. I went through that with
Right.
Agora again when we became an AEG venue. And, a lot of respect
It's
and
just
love for
how
the
it has
people who
to
stay.
go.
A lot of love and respect for the people who leave. It just has to be a good fit for what you want
Sure.
to do with your career.
100%.
But I think it's incredibly important to surround yourself with good people. You want to be happy going to work. You want to have people you can trust and rely on. You want people who take care of the bands. You want people who take care of the fans. If they can't do those
Right.
2 things, you shouldn't be doing the job. So I think we have the right
Definitely.
people in place.
Yeah, Peabody's definitely became like the legendary staple of the Cleveland music industry.
It was a shithole, but it was our shithole.
What do you think? How did that happen? How did Peabody's become the spot? Was it lack of other venues at the time? What was it? Because everyone played Peabody's
Yeah.
from all genres. Doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter what band you see backstage at at Ink Fest. Everyone sees you. They know Peabody's.
Mm-hmm. It's where you cut your teeth too. I mean, that's where everyone came up from there, and it's so crazy.
I feel like I got my master's degree like hanging out at Peabody's having a blast.
Right, yeah.
So it's a great thing. So Peabody's was about the people more than the structure. I mean, the sound was really good in that room for being basically a warehouse.
Yeah,
the sound was great.
And lights.
Yeah,
Nick killing it on lights.
That's true too.
Nick's still with me today.
I know.
That's amazing.
I love
Great.
it.
Actually, Nick, I think, started right before I bought Peabody, so he's technically been doing this longer than me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. But it's about taking care of people, and what I think Peabody's the most important thing was the scene. Whether it was the metal scene, the hip hop scene, the juggalo scene, there was something that brought people together, and it was local acts opening for touring acts. I think that was a really big part of it, and that's something that we really don't have as much of today, unfortunately. I love the venues that can and still do that. Your Middle Class, your Mercury, your Foundry, and on and on and on. I love that. But when we're doing like nationals all the time now, it's hard to get local support on these shows, as you guys know.
Yeah,
you and I talk all the time about it.
Yeah.
And I love bringing good local talent and putting them on shows, but we don't always have the ability to do that.
Right.
But I think when I think of Peabody's, I think Cleveland music scene. That's what I think of.
100%. Yeah. Peabody's was and will always be the heart of Cleveland music scene.
It was a big part.
No, so true.
But then again, for people younger than us, it's different now. Right? And those people putting in the work, Emma and Ray and Shane and Kathy and Cindy and everybody else, that's a really, really big deal.
Yeah, I just went to No Class the other day to see our bass player Richie's band Featherweight. They were playing with For the Fallen Dreams there. I went out to that show.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Awesome. That was actually my first time there.
Really?
Oddly. Yeah. I never went to a show there when it was Now That's Class.
So I used to book shows there. I booked Guttermouth there, Sick of It All, Flatfoot 56.
That's cool.
Coliseum, Swimmers.
Wild room to see any kind of show, just being so intimate. It's just
there used to be a half pipe in there.
Oh, wow.
I've seen pictures of that. I remember seeing that.
On a rowdy show, if you get pushed to the side, you hit that half pipe and you slide
That's wild.
So what, excuse me, what's one of your favorite memories from Peabody's?
There are so many. I mean, I guess one that just jumps to mind.
You can name a couple, it's fine.
Yeah. So we had this dude who wanted to shoot a reality show called America's Toughest Bars.
Oh, wow.
And he came in and he wanted to shoot this reality show during 216. And I'm like, all right. Cool, let's do it. So 216, packed house, things are going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like staging these fake fights up in Rockstar, and like there's real fights downstairs.
Exactly, capture
go record
those.
the real stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, he had a celebrity bouncer for us that night. And he brought in Debo from Friday.
No way.
Oh, shit.
Stormed through the door.
Seriously?
And just yelled at me. Now, very few humans can scare me. Debo fucking
Did he?
scared
Oh,
me.
yeah. Wow.
Soon as the camera shuts off, he's the biggest sweetheart.
Yeah.
Had a great combo with him.
Shit.
So I'm really glad I get to meet him before he passed.
Yeah.
Because that was an awesome experience. That
I
was
could
really,
imagine.
really
What a
too.
fucking memory.
That would be a good one.
The time Debo crashed my office.
Right.
I'd be like, have that
He's
story.
a big beast of a man.
What about you? What do you got? What do you remember
I'm
mostly
trying
from
to-
Peabody's?
Honestly, I think playing the Battle of the Bands, actually, this is a wild story. Sixth grade it was. We played this Battle of the Bands there. We were able to sell, a lot of bring all of our friends up, and this was like cheerleaders from the school, and like all their parents brought them up and whatever. It just so happened that night, and this was during a band that was like an acoustic act that was playing, I think, like right before us or after us. Somehow a fight broke out in the audience, and it's when there was still glass bottles, I believe, too, however long ago it was.
Yep.
Someone got cracked in the head, and literally blood was splattering like in the vent. It just was a random occurrence. It like splattering out of this guy's head, raining down on all the people, all the parents. The fire alarm went on. And I think the sprinklers even came on. I'm not positive, but like everybody just ran. It wasn't as crazy, or whatever. It was a fine thing, but I just remember that being like, holy shit, this is a wild night. But it made me want to do rock and roll that much more.
That's
like instantly,
awesome.
I was like, dude, I fucking love this.
I wanna
This
play
was just
here.
so cool. Like, but
How
yeah,
many
that was
times did you play Peabody's?
I'm trying to think, even at least 10, 12, 15 over the
Yeah.
years with like my early projects and then into the Forever and Terror days and stuff like that
You were in the
too.
Peabody's
So-
calendar back in the day.
Yeah, it was all the damn time and stuff. But no, it was fun. Great
No, the
memories
actual
there.
Peabody's calendar, the
That's
12-month
right.
calendar. We
That's
did a
right.
calendar with rock stars and hot chicks.
No way.
I
And
forgot
my
about that.
Schnauzer was in this calendar with the band Schnauzer.
Yeah, I totally had forgot about
Dude,
that.
where
the
do you
physical.
get that? How
I,
did-
I got a couple. I'll bring you one.
Damn,
Dude,
yeah.
that's amazing.
I
I'd
forgot
love to
about
hang that
that.
up in
Shit.
here.
Good memory. See, damn.
That would be
Nice.
amazing.
So the problem is, like, when we tell stories, I get all these tangents. I can go on and on.
Right, no, but
We got time.
Yeah.
So my buddy's Dead Iron playing Peabody's a great fucking band, and this guy in the crowd was wearing spikes on his like leather jacket, and of course the pit starts.
Right.
This guy's head gets split open, and he wants to stay for the show. And they're like, "Hey Chris, will you come talk to this guy?" So I'm like, I go up, and the guy's talking to me, and I can see his like as his muscles move. I can see his skull through the like muscles of his
Oh my
head.
God.
And I'm like, dude, I appreciate.
You probably
the fact,
shouldn't stay.
I appreciate the
Yeah,
fact you
yeah.
love this band, but you really need to go
You
get that
were
stitched
right.
up.
Like,
You know, just
you have to
please.
go.
Maybe they'll have you back in time for
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, just go take care of that, man.
Nah, that's a wild one.
Yeah, I remember once seeing Trinidad James there one time, the rapper.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with that. Go
That
ahead.
show was insane,
You
dude.
there for
I
the
never.
ride at the end?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
standing.
wow. See those moments.
I don't know what was the little room you had. So like there was Rockstar Lounge
awesome.
upstairs, and then you had like a little like
Pirates Cove.
VIP like room.
Oh, and
there.
the
where-
couch was?
Yeah, where you could like go. I was in there with my
Alright.
wife and you, and all of a sudden a little fight down by the stage, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm looking at you, and you're just standing there like, oh my god!
Right,
I'm looking
it's
at like my
hitting the
wife,
fan.
and then my wife starts freaking out because her little sister was down there. It was her and her
Oh, wow.
boyfriend's first date. It was Amber and Josh's like first date together. And they're like
That's a
down
fun
there.
one, though.
And then it just
Keeps it
turned
interesting.
into like a whole riot, like the whole floor where everyone had to just get pepper sprayed out the door.
So,
Those are
Luckily,
Cleveland
I was
Knights,
upstairs
man. That's
for
just
that, though,
Cleveland.
so I was completely safe. I was just
I,
standing above, like, oh no.
I can say this now. I've been through many riots at Peabody's. That was not the only one.
You know,
There were many. But while Larry and I don't see eye to eye these days, he did come up with a really good concept where if a hip hop show turned into a riot, we would turn the lights on and crank country music really loud.
Oh my god.
that works,
It
I
was
bet,
really
too.
effective back in the day.
I like
It was-
that thought.
I got to give him credit for that. Again,
Right, party's over.
he's kind of screwed his relationship with me, but I give him credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
So what happened to Peabody's and why did it have to close?
Kind of a bitter, I don't feel great about what went down, but long story short is Rascal House did a deal with the Cleveland State University, and I was basically forced out. So
They sold the property to the college.
they did. They did. Again, I don't like the way it happened, but when it happened, I looked at a bunch of different options, and it's kind of fascinating. I almost bought Metropolis,
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how
which is
Globe
now
came
Globe
in?
Iron.
Yeah, right.
It actually has nothing to do with that, but it's kind
coincidence.
of
Yeah, it's come
fascinating
back around.
Full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
because if I had bought that, Peabody's would have been where the Globe stage is now, and Pirates Cove would have been where the entrance is now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, instead, things shifted differently, where the Agora had some needs at the time. Hank Lacani is an absolute legend, and he deserves a tremendous amount of credit for what he's accomplished in Cleveland, Ohio. He's impacted the touring world significantly. Love Hank. He's just an absolute. I mean, what he's done is like unmatchable. But where the Agora was at that point in time, really wasn't doing events.
Right.
They were kind of like not current to how things were working. Fred Geist from Geist Construction said, "Hey, Chris, no pressure. We need you to save the Agora." And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty heavy
no pressure.
ask.
Sure.
No pressure at all.
And so basically, I signed a deal to take over the space working with Hank, who I
Yeah.
love, and I got to experience, get some really good quality stories, and just learning from him was
Could only
awesome.
imagine.
But financially, it was all on me to make work with Fred's help, so I give Fred a lot of credit. Jim Havlin from Midtown, give him a lot of credit. Carm Kelly, the mayor of Midtown, she's wonderful, a lot of credit. And these people who believed in what we could accomplish.
Yeah.
Because I guess they saw what happened to Peabody's, and they knew we were doing. We did a tremendous volume, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were doing
20 plus 25 shows a month, right?
Oh God, no!
At
Between the
least?
3 rooms,
Nonstop.
50 shows a month.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I
Every
just
day
mean
was small
day,
business.
day
Yeah.
wise.
But yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
have many days off through
Right.
the
It was a
month.
workhorse of a venue, and we
Yeah.
always had something going on. And so when I went over to Agora, we kind of started with the ballroom. And the concept was, okay, do the ballroom as Peabody's 2.0.
Right.
Theater is there for when we can really crank it up and make it work. And with the theater always being the end goal to
Yeah.
where we need to get. But financially, I personally couldn't make that place what it was. When I took
can
over
only
the Agora,
imagine.
it didn't have heat.
Yeah.
Didn't
That
have
alone,
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
The sewage was terrible.
Oh, man.
Life safety wasn't good enough. I mean, there were a ton of problems.
Yeah, and that's
that we
such a
had to
huge
work
building too. That's
through. It
So
is.
when you moved from Peabody's to the Agora, what type of emotions were you feeling then, and what kind of pressure were you feeling to take over such a legendary space?
Well, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like, even when I owned Peabody's, my favorite venue in the world was the Cleveland Agora.
Yeah,
It always has been.
yeah.
And it just the history, the vibe, everything about it. So when Peabody's closed on October 29th, 2013, October 29 is Peabody's Day for those who celebrate. It sucked. It was a painful day. It was hard.
Yeah.
And then we had to basically get everything out, shut down within 2 days because they were just going to rip the building down.
oh my god.
And I'll never forget the day that the Peabody's got torn down. Everybody's like, "Why aren't you here? This is big." And I'm like, honestly, I'm too busy running the Agora right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to
because
stay distracted.
I was so damn busy with the next chapter that it ended
Yeah.
up being a blessing, right? So losing Peabody's was hard, but I learned a lot there. A lot of great memories, a lot of great experiences, a lot of great people, and I think it helped prepare me for what I needed to do next.
Yeah, I think it all worked out.
I think so.
So the Agora opened in 1966. I was looking at some of these bands: Kiss, Rush, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Seger, ZZ Top, and if I remember right, I was thinking about this earlier. And I didn't fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure Rush played Fly By Night for the first time ever.
Oh, yeah?
At the Agora. I saw
Agora.
a video of YouTube of the sound recording of this
Wow,
one time. When they were
nice.
like, "We're gonna play a new song. This next thing, we never played this before. This next song's
there,
called
yeah.
Fly By Night."
That's
Like,
incredible.
Holy
So legendary.
shit,
Yeah.
crazy. But that was in the original location on like 24th, right?
Actually, no. The originally was in Little Italy.
Right.
It was there for about a year.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And Hank, being a visionary, understood that probably wasn't the best location.
Yeah.
So he moved down to East 24th.
Right.
Soon after, in 1967, I believe, or 68.
Wow.
Yeah, 84.
Came over
There was
to
a
where it is
a
currently.
fire, right?
Oh,
In that
shit.
building.
80s, he came over to our
Yeah.
current location.
Yeah, 86, which was at the time the WHK Auditorium,
Yep.
which is also legendary.
Absolutely. Alan Freed kind of like popularized the word rock and roll in that building. So I
wow.
tell
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that this building is literally the birthplace of rock and roll.
Wasn't it true that Elvis played
Incredible.
on that stage?
I do
On
not.
like a broadcasting or something?
So the Elvis and the Beatles, I can't verify. I don't know to be 100%.
I heard it was like a
honest with you.
broadcasting, like he played on the
I
radio.
mean, I guess I
from
should
there,
say yeah,
It might
he
but
be
played
not
there,
like an
but I'm not-
audience. No, that's
I have
where-
a vinyl from AC/DC. I think it's from the old Agora though that I found. You know that? Yeah.
So I collect all those. I have ACDCs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
The ballroom it
vinyls
was
there?
the old ballroom or something. I
For
thought.
real? I didn't even know they did
forget.
that.
yeah. I mean, well, the Bruce Springsteen from 1978 is one of the most famous recorded
Yeah.
concerts
See?
ever.
Whoa.
It's,
Damn, I never
it's
knew that.
incredible. Yeah, I have a bootleg of it, which
That's
they have the
cool.
current Agora, which is great, but that's not where he
Right.
recorded it. But yeah, the 1978 Bruce Springsteen concert, one of
That
the most
is
legendary
badass.
recorded shows ever. But yeah, I have a ton of vinyl from Suicidal Tendencies at the Agora to
I love that.
AC/DC, Rush,
Damn.
David Bowie, Iggy Pop,
see,
just
yeah.
all kinds of cool shit.
So
the
many
history there's
legendary
amazing.
ones. Yeah. When I had seen that, I made sure to grab it. I don't think I even opened it yet. I need to and listen to it, but
Actually, next
That's
time you're in my
insane.
office, ask me. I have most of them in my office.
yeah, we'll have to jam some.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to we'll fucking record party
It's
in
neat,
his office. So I wanted to ask you. So now that when you take over the Agora, how do you go about building a new crew, or do you bring over same crew? How do you go about scaling up from Peabody's to the Agora, and what hurdles were there other than the obvious, like you already mentioned, the building issues and
Yeah,
things
the
like
building
that.
issues were significant, but also blending two teams who just
That's true,
were
from
both
there.
very set in their ways was very challenging. Again,
So you
know,
brought in Agora team I mean, Peabody's team to merge with Agora.
We did our best to merge Agora and Peabody's people together as far as staff goes.
Yeah.
And, to this day, some people from Peabody's are still there. Some people from those early Agora days are still there. Some are not. And that's fine both ways.
Who's from the early Agora days still there? Anyone I know?
Yeah.
That I didn't realize?
Absolutely. Yeah, you would know a few.
Yeah.
And then from the Peabody's days, Allison was there day one when I bought the place, and she's the bar manager in there.
Yeah.
Bundy,
Awesome.
right? Bundy.
No, Bundy was not.
I thought he's been there for a long
Bundy's
time.
been with me forever.
Yeah.
But he was actually a street teamer for me in the early days.
That's
I thought he
insane.
came from Peabody's.
He did. But I'm saying like when I bought Peabody's.
Oh,
Okay,
got
yeah.
you. Yeah,
when
yeah.
I bought Peabody's, it's Kevin Glinsky, Allison, and Tristan, and
Yeah,
Nick
yeah.
Mills.
I was gonna say, Nick,
Yeah.
I always remember him, and he's
Nick
still,
Mills
that's
is
cool
the
to
man.
know.
Those are four been
That's
with me since
neat.
2005.
That's amazing, too.
Amazing. Yeah, I love all of them. Allison, great. Best
Bundy's
bartender
great.
ever.
Been with me a real long time.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those dudes I just count on, and he's great.
Yeah,
Super
he's the
cool.
man. Kevin, too.
Yeah. Kevin Glinsky is one of the most brilliant dudes in a way that most of us are not brilliant. That's why I really respect what he does. He's just smart in a way that the rest of us are not.
Yeah,
he
he's
just see things that we don't see.
He just gets it done.
He does.
Whatever you need,
Yep.
we'll do it. He doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
Someone
We're
great
we're
to have as
building
a part
this.
of the
Whatever.
team.
We
Yep.
gotta do this.
The
Okay,
family.
whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that is awesome.
What was the first show you booked in the Agora?
So when I was a Peabody's promoter renting out the Agora, I did,
So before you took over,
Before I took
you
over.
rented the Agora.
I did Ministry with Meshuggah.
That would have been a
Their
great one.
last tour ever, and I booked Ministry like 4 times since then.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 times since then. Mushroom and
Kiss.
Halloween I did when I was an outside promoter. Misfits Addicts, we had to move to Peabody's because of all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, I did a few shows there.
What about when you took over? When it was like, all right, this is it. This is all on my back. What was first there?
Night one was my buddy's Hellmouth opening for Paul Bearer in the ballroom while We Came as Romans played the theater.
That's a good night one.
Dude.
Double
I used
show,
to love
too.
when you did that back in the day with the theater and the ballroom. One time we saw, same night, Gene Simmons in the theater, Born of Osiris in the ballroom.
See, that would have been fucking pumped, dude. That's
Insane.
a
I'm
great
like,
lineup.
what a day, man.
Between
When I
the
was a
two.
kid, I went and
That's
saw
sick.
Guttermouth play the ballroom when Limp Bizkit was in the theater.
Yeah, that
Seriously.
would have been really neat.
That stuff was
Damn.
fun.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah, I remember speaking to Kevin when you talked me into painting the Agora and working on the fucking chimney, 100 and something
Yeah.
feet in the air.
Yeah.
Me and Kev out there.
I would have been terrified.
So he
I
takes,
hate
he
heights.
takes me up in the lift.
Yeah.
Again, Debo scared me.
Right.
Lift scared
Heights,
me.
yeah.
I'm not scared very often. I was.
Yeah, I would have
top of
been
that-
too.
when I was up at that
Shaking,
chimney.
like,
I'm like,
put me the
"Eh,
fuck
this is too
down."
much."
It was
Because
like
like this mesh thing under your feet, so you're like looking straight.
Yeah,
down.
no way.
Nah.
I would not have liked that
Yeah,
at all.
I bit off more than I could chew. I hated every part of
I would
that.
have been so
Yeah.
scared.
I was like, dude, what are you
Fuck,
guys
man.
doing? Shit.
Right.
You could see like what's the Perry's Tower or whatever over there. You could like see that up there.
Damn.
Like it's like
Something far
far
out.
shit. It was a 120-foot lift. It was like all the way extended.
I have been
No way.
known to
Like,
climb
dude,
up on
no
the
way.
roof to watch the air show.
Yeah.
That's on a
Solid
solid
flat.
roof,
Right, yeah, you're
not
stable.
in a lift.
Dude, it was like bouncing back
No
and
way I
forth.
would have
You're
done
like,
that.
Relax.
That's crazy.
Well done.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, awesome.
I just remembered my first concert ever that I can recall going to that was like a legit concert was at the Agora, actually. I forget how old I was, but it was Misfits and then Megadeth. I think Megadeth was the headliner and Misfits
Nice.
were opening, whatever year that would have been, but I remember seeing that in the theater it was, and I was pumped. So
That's
that
very cool.
was fucking sick.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
going
a
to
ripper.
go off topic real quick. So I have 2 significant injuries I suffered at the Agora. So
Shit.
I want to hear if you guys had any injuries there too. I cracked a couple ribs at a Misfits show in the Agora Theater, and I got a bone bruise so bad on my foot at a strung out show in the ballroom. I had to be on crutches for a couple of days. You guys ever get damaged at the Agora?
No,
I'm
no.
trying to think.
I'm a big baby. I avoid it.
All right.
Yeah, I
That's
usually
fine.
do too.
I
Most
like
cases.
that. My favorite spot ever in the Agora. I'll buy them every single show I ever go to. There is just the opera box.
All right. Yeah. Upper
Yeah,
box
the
is a great way to
comfort.
go.
Set me in the opera box.
I know.
I like to observe
Get
it
the
all.
party on.
Yep.
It's so
That's nice.
comfortable. It's drink, chill. It's good. I love
Yeah,
it there,
sick.
dude.
It is great up there.
That
It's
is
very
my
comfortable.
absolutely favorite spot to watch a show.
I agree.
Anywhere I've ever been. Not just
You gonna be there for acid bath?
Yeah, I bought 2 opera boxes for acid bath.
Doubling up for the
I
party.
have too
that
many
night.
friends that like acid bath.
Right. Oh, that's gonna be a wild one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the big one and the little one next
That's
to
gonna
it.
be crazy.
Yeah, my brother, everybody's gonna be there.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really stoked about that. So how many years did you own the Agora before AEG became involved?
So I owned Peabody from 2005 to 13. The Agora through different, here and there and some transitions, 13 to 16. Then we did the renovation in 17.
17 is when AEG came in for the renovation.
16, and then we did the renovations in 17. Yeah.
That was what, like $3 million renovation they put?
More.
3.5. What was it? 4. I
It's
forgot.
It's close
But,
to 4.
Yeah, I mean,
And
insane.
this is pre-COVID money, so now it would
Yeah.
be significantly more than that.
Time
And
has flown even from that's
I give a lot of credit to people who put that together because my whole thing was I want this to still feel like the Agora.
yeah.
I just said that over and over again. It
Sure,
just needs to
sure.
still feel like the Agora. And
It does.
My counterparts on the AG side were like life safety, heating, cooling, Wi-Fi. I'm like yes.
Of course,
but it
to
still
all.
has to feel like the Agora, and they nailed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely
It's
agree.
so fucking nice now, from the handrails to the lights and the handrails, every
Yeah.
detail, the paint, everything. It's
And the chandeliers in the lobby, that's an homage to Hank. Because those are what Hank put in when he moved over there in the mid
Really?
80s.
See,
It
I
blends
love
in
stuff
really,
like
really
that.
well. But
That is
every time
cool.
I see those chandeliers, I smile.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all Hank.
that's
I love
awesome
hearing
to
that
keep
kinda
the
stuff.
homage.
Absolutely.
How
cool.
Tell me about Hank though. I never got to meet him. I don't think. Maybe when you first moved in. I can't remember if I ever got to meet Hank though. I don't think I did. I was just here. Hank was a legend. Hank was the best, nicest guy ever.
Correct. All those
Yeah,
things.
that's
Absolute
great.
legend. He helped break the careers of people like Meatloaf and Bon
Yeah.
Jovi
Yeah.
and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I was reading about
And,
that.
it's incredible.
Fucking legend.
Like, I love talking, Don DiBiase from Gatlin and Mushroom Head tells the story about how he was at Studio D one day and this dude just walks by in a cowboy hat and it's Bruce Springsteen because he wanted to pop in and say hi to Hank.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, that's the kind of guy Hank is.
That
You
is
do
so
that.
cool.
It's awesome.
That
It's really,
is.
really cool. No, just hearing him tell stories, I half joked when he and I were working together. I'm like, Hank, you and I can't share an office because he has so many stories and I want to hear them all.
All of 'em, yeah.
And Hank, big talker. And I just want to hear every word, but I also got to book shows.
I have things
I'm
to do.
like, give me like 1 or 2 days a week, and I just want to absorb and listen.
Yeah, I
and
would
then other
love
time
to
just
hear
book.
that.
Is there any kind of like book out or like
There should be.
biography? I was gonna say
There-
sometimes
there
there's
should be.
that kind of stuff.
Jay Bolin is working on a documentary
Very
for
cool.
the Agora, and he just put out a Rush like thing a couple days ago, like
Love
17 minutes long on
documentaries.
YouTube. Jay Bolin's been working on like archiving it for a while.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I can't wait to see how he decides to roll it out. But he's worked on it for a while. Henry, Hank's oldest son, great guy. Talk to him quite often. The guy's just super busy, but I know he's been helping Jay along as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. That should be definitely out. People should know about that.
Hank's story, I'm not even going to tell it, but Hank's story about David Copperfield could be a movie.
Oh, wow.
Just awesome. Just love listening to hear him tell that story.
Yeah. So how did AEG become involved, and what capacity did they start out at, and where did that come from? What led you to that decision?
So when I took over the Agora, we were like doing shows. We weren't there yet, and Hank wanted AEG to be partners with us. Was
Yeah.
his concept.
Oh, he did.
He did, absolutely. He had a really good relationship with Larry Fallon, who passed away a year and a half, 2 years ago. Larry was awesome, great guy. So Hank got all the execs powers that be to fly to Cleveland and have the conversation. And it was interesting, it was good, but they flat out said, you guys aren't ready yet, which is fine. And I think Hank's expectations, what was possible, didn't align with what AEG wanted, quite
Really?
frankly. So time passed.
They just wanted bigger. He didn't think it was possible, or
Basically, I don't know how to put this. if AEG is going to put some money into it, a significant amount of money, they need to understand the return is going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hank wanted to keep more of the venue. He wasn't ready to give up what it took to bring in the money to get it where he needed to be.
Yeah.
And that made the transaction
sense.
difficult. Having said that, over time, we started working together. Like, I think Volbeat was like one of the first shows they did at the Agora.
That's a
And
nice one.
we just did shows back and forth, and
Yeah.
you know, both sides were doing well and things were good. And then it just got to the point where they said, okay, what's it going to take for us to
make it.
partner on the Agora?
Right.
And then, you know, the neat thing is I got to work directly with Sean Trell, who's the chief legal counsel and one of the chief officers of AEG,
Right.
who's got a lot of love for Cleveland, Ohio. He went to OSU.
Oh, cool.
He's
Great tie-in, at least. Yeah.
he's-
Love when those
he's-
things happen.
He's just a really, really intense, intelligent guy. And he kind of wanted the Agora to be like the flagpole in Cleveland. And like, okay, this is it. This is our jump off
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
AEG needs to be in Cleveland. And to his credit, he was 100% right. Because in
Sure.
a very short amount of time, AEG went from Agora to Agora, Jake's Pavilion, Globe
Yeah,
Iron.
yeah.
So now we have a 1,200 cap, a 2,000 cap, and then almost 5,000 cap
Amazing
in a very,
venues.
very, very short period of time. So I think Sean deserves a lot of credit for being the visionary in that regard and putting faith and trust into our little group of crazy people who ran a concert venue in Cleveland. And
So how
I
did
think it's
that come
worked
about
out.
with Jacob's Pavilion and now Globe Iron? Where does that conversation start? Whose idea was that? Where does that come from to say, well, let's go get Jacobs now? And
Yeah.
then-
So I mean, Jacobs is an incredible venue. I think anybody
Yeah.
looks at it says, yeah, we'd love to be able to book that.
Sure. Sure.
You know, I will say that behind the scenes, I kind of knew a little that was going on, but ultimately that was a deal done by our VP out of Detroit. He was a really smart guy, and he was able to talk to the powers over at Jacobs to kind of put together a deal that made a lot of sense. And then AEG put some money into that venue.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
very much needed. And then Kevin was able to take that money and just make it exponentially better.
That's
that
great.
venue needed the love, and it got the love. And
Yeah,
it
he
is
put a ton of work. He was showing me
awesome.
around there not long ago, and it was last year, I think last summer, and it was insane.
It's so great. I mean, just
Yeah.
as soon as you walk people into that venue, they're just blown.
The backdrop, yeah, so
That's
unique and
You can't
incredible.
get a better
yeah.
backdrop
Nah.
than that.
I've had
The
some fun
barges
nights there
are
for
going
sure.
by, like, it's so sick. When I was a
Like-
kid, I saw Ted Nugent there. My
That's
parents
cool.
took me.
That
Yeah,
is
it was
I've seen a
fucking
bunch
awesome.
of great shows there.
Yes, me too. But even like this summer, thinking about Jesse Murph, like sold out show.
I was
She's
there.
like being
It was
all
insane.
serious and sexy.
Right.
And then the boat goes by, blows the horn, and she starts cracking up.
That's funny,
And then she
though.
goes right back to her thing,
That's
like a
super
true
cool,
pro.
too. Dude,
And I'm
she
like,
was
that's
so
awesome.
good.
Well done.
She
That's a memorable-
killed that show.
Yeah,
It was
she was
memorable
great.
moment.
She was incredible. But yeah, same. Just growing up, going to Jacobs Pavilion, Nautica back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
Seeing Warped Tour
exactly.
there. I mean, I
Yeah.
snuck into Warped Tour there. It was fun.
Yeah, I remember
it's
going
a-
a few years when it was there.
So how did Globe Iron come into the picture?
I think that's a great relationship between AEG and Jacobs Group, right?
Oh, okay.
So the fact that the powers that be at AEG said, okay, this is what we're going to do at Jacobs, and then they did it and did it well and did it consistently. And, you know, looking at this need, what we saw as a need in the market, and that capacity, that space, that is Globe Iron, we're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Again, for artists, I'm not, 1,000 and 1,200 cap, and then
Yeah.
Agora,
Yeah.
and then Jacobs.
To me, I
makes
think it's going
a
to
ton
kind of
sense.
fill a little bit of that Peabody's void where some of the bands aren't quite big enough for Agora, but
Yeah, I think there's part of it, but it's so Peabody's was a 700 capacity venue, right?
sure, yeah, a little smaller.
Yeah. So I
I
still
think there was a little more in there sometimes.
every once in a while. Yeah, I only almost got arrested once.
Right. That's good though.
But no, I think there's space for the the Beachlands and the Mercuries and the Mahals
Those are great
and the
spots.
Foundries, absolutely. And then from there to Globe is still a bit of a jump.
For sure.
Yeah, I guess we'd compete on occasion, but we try not to. We try to do those acts that need to be in that 1,000+
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
Right, definitely. Yeah, what was the process of like a renting bidding that space? That was another $2.5 million.
Scary.
Yeah, such a big space again.
Yeah, so you guys know the story, but I'll tell it anyway. I went to Coachella, came back, looked at Globe Iron. I'm like, wow, this is not ready. And these guys I know were playing the first night.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for that.
I know.
I was freaking out. And then I
so
went to
fun.
Stagecoach. And I'm at Stagecoach, Southern California, same spot as Coachella. And all these agents are asking me, like, so you ready? How is it? Is it great? And I'm like, yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
I don't know. Honestly, when I walked in there for your show, the first show in there, the place looked incredible.
Dude.
Yeah.
I was happier
Yeah.
than I could have even imagined. The
Same.
place came out
I couldn't
so
believe
well.
it either.
We were
I
blown
mean,
away.
That was
Walking
the
back in
coolest.
the green rooms, everything. It was insane.
I think the coolest
So nice.
experience ever
Perfect.
show wise. I mean, that was badass for sure.
Yeah, definitely was the coolest experience show wise.
It was a neat one. And you had a
yeah.
bunch of the execs from AEG and stuff
Oh,
for
man,
that
shit.
one.
Yeah.
You guys played in front of the president of North America.
Oh
yeah,
man,
I
shit.
can't thank you enough for that. That night was insane.
That's fine.
And yeah, now we're about to do it again next week.
But the venue too. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get back. That's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
very excited. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that show. For anyone listening, I don't know if this will come out before that show. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But in case it does, March 1st, Icy Stars playing that show. Doors at 5:30.
Yep.
Some great bands on it too. Mothica,
Diamante.
Diamante.
Dude, they rock. I never
They
heard of them
do.
before we put this show. That's
do.
fucking awesome. I've been listening
Until
to
I
it.
Wake as well. Shout out to all those bands. So
Yeah,
super
for
cool
sure.
lineup.
Stoked to play that, man. Yeah, it was an absolute honor to open like the first night of Globe Iron to be that. Come on, it's going down in history.
Cleveland history.
We can
Yeah,
say that
memorable.
forever. We got
Yep.
the poster in there. It's,
Yep.
Yeah, we got
Night
a
one.
poster from that one. That's neat.
So how is it? What are some of the challenges now of booking 3 venues? Because you're the main talent buyer for all 3. Is that right?
Not necessarily. So I'm the main. The way I describe it is James Carroll is the primary buyer for Globe Iron. James has a lot of good history in Cleveland.
Yeah, I met James.
Yep. James was at the Beachland. He's done a lot of really cool stuff. So I would say that he's the primary for Globe. I'm the primary for Agora, but we both book each other's venues basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which works really, really well.
Yeah.
You know, we just kind of go off relationships and past
course.
history with artists, things like that.
That's great.
Jacobs is primarily booked out of Detroit by Jason, who's the VP of the region. Jason has a really good feel for the room, but I get to kind of grow the acts that
Yeah.
I work with
Yeah.
into that space. So, like, I got to put Gojira there and Lamb of God.
Perfect. Yeah.
And things like that, which is I really, really enjoy.
Of course.
Last year I did Gregory Alan Isaacoff, who's incredible and I've been working with forever. But I also did the Alison Krauss show, which is great because Alison Krauss is the most quiet show of the year. And I also booked Lorna Shore, which of course is the loudest show of the year.
Yeah.
So I like being able to
That's
do this.
have each.
It makes me happy.
Good.
What are like some of the biggest challenges of booking at the 3 venues, or is there?
I don't know if I would say. I guess if you want to like nitpick and get
Is
down
it more to just like
challenges-
you take the offer and pick the room that fits the best at this point?
So typically the agent wants to pick the room and you got to like respect that to a certain level, but hopefully the agent trusts, James and I enough
Yeah.
to say, sometimes bands will play the Agora and it's like, you're not there quite yet.
Right, don't overreach for the
do Globe
artist.
first. And
Yeah.
also it's a different vibe, right?
That's true, too.
I mean, with Globe in a straight GA room, you can't buy a seat to sit down and just kind of chill the way you can at the Agora. It's a
True.
different type of a vibe. But but still, we're nitpicking here. They're both rooms are incredible.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
you can't beat either one. Gora will always be number 1 for me, but Globe was insane.
and plus for that great patio, like doing. I'm looking forward to like doing some summer stuff outside there. It's gonna be fun.
I've only
That
got
would
to
be
play
fun.
the Agora Theater stage one time in my life.
I know that one's on my to-do list someday. We'll try to keep
You let
working
us
towards it.
open for Suicide Silence in Whitechapel. We played that show in Oceano.
I bet that was an epic show.
Yeah, it was. It was wild.
I wish I could talk about Whitechapel and Suicide Silence right now, but I can't. But
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
watch the interwebs.
Right? Keep
Wink,
your eyes peeled,
wink.
folks.
That'd be cool. So what's some you've been in the game a long time. You know just about everything I think at this point about the music industry.
No,
as far,
no, this-
or we'll
this-
say concert promotion.
This is the great thing about the music business. As soon as you think you know what you're doing, it
it
changes.
changes. That's true.
And that's one of the fun parts about it.
I agree.
Because from genres to how things work, I mean, it just changes so fast and constantly. And if you're not
true.
flexible and nimble, you're gonna be left in the dust.
Well, it's safe to
That's so
say
true.
you definitely know more about it than most. So I'm just curious to see what kind of advice can you give up and coming bands on how to book a show, or picking the right venues, or picking the right shows to book.
Yeah.
I always start with Marty Atkins, right? Marty is a great dude. He's an author. He's a
know Marty.
musician. We'll have to introduce you. He wrote a book about touring, and his rule number one about being an artist is don't be an asshole. And I think
Great
about
rule.
that all the time.
Such a great
Don't
role.
be an asshole is
Yeah.
number one.
Yes.
Be somebody cool. Be a band that I want to come hang out with
Yeah.
and talk to.
Yeah.
Goes a long way. The next step is you got to be able to draw.
Of course.
If you don't draw, it's not going to work because
Yeah.
there are bills to pay. It has to be something where it's mutually beneficial. And some
Sure.
bands just think, well, I'm a great artist, that's good enough. Sorry, you need people to appreciate your art too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just
gotta put in
being
the
a
work.
band, you do have to put in the work, yes.
Yes.
So be cool to work with. Be able to draw people to the event no matter what the situation is. And you got to be flexible to some extent. You know, there's some bands that draw hard lines with, I'll do this, but not that, but this, but not that. And that's fine. You're allowed
Yeah.
to do what you think is best for your band,
Right.
your career. But you can't get mad if what your values are don't align with the event you're trying to play.
100%. What about some do's and don'ts that you see like local bands doing nowadays, where you're like, fuck, why are you doing that? Or like,
Overbooking when you're established. Like newer bands, get out there and play. Get on a stage, get in front of people.
Sure.
Established bands that have a draw, you got to space it out. You can't
Yeah,
be playing every week.
oversaturation.
You just can't.
I see that so often
Yeah.
too, and then it's just slowly a decline. You know,
Yep.
it's down, 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 down. Same thing in that region too. I always tell bands, it's like people don't want to come see you play the same set, even if it's 2 or 3 months later. You're
Right.
doing the same set. It has to be something different, you know. So for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you want your people to have a good experience. If
Yeah,
they're gonna, like take
yeah.
money out of their wallet and
That
pay to come see
especially.
you.
And the time, yeah.
Right.
yeah, you can't expect your fans to come to Foundry this week, and then next week over to Mercury, and then next week over to Beachland, and then you
Right.
just,
And it's a disservice for you and for those venues.
Very true.
yeah, definitely. That's a very valid point.
I also show up on time.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
That's important
Yeah,
too.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing. Just show up on time.
Yeah.
Because if things get off the rail because of you as an artist, you're not going to get invited back.
Very true.
I know that sounds so basic.
Not making the schedule run off.
easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah, no, it's true. So Cleveland has a reputation of being the rock and roll city. What makes Cleveland crowds unique compared to other markets, do you think?
It's kind of hard to explain for someone who's outside of Cleveland, but Cleveland's Cleveland. You know, we have this unique vibe and brand.
It's a
And
music family.
yeah, it
That's
really
what I'd
is.
say too. It feels like inclusive in a way,
Yeah.
but special too. Something about it is like, I mean, even from touring and stuff like that, you can tell the difference of just how it feels. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's how we feel.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
No, like
Yeah.
people who come together
But,
and have this great experience together, because Cleveland is a tough town. It is. I mean, we're not in San Diego. We're not
Yeah.
in Austin. This is a tough, edgy town. And people who come together and they're there for live music and they're there to be together, it's cool. It's a really cool
Yeah.
communal experience.
How competitive is talent buying with other venues and cities? Or does that not really affect you much? And how do you decide to book? Or how do you decide who you book, I should say?
Yeah. So as far as the cities thing, you know, when an artist goes out on tour, they're trying to maximize a lot of different things. Financial is a big part of it, but getting in front of like the right people in the right markets is a big part of it too. So Cleveland, one thing that people I don't think realize is we're close to a bunch of other significant cities.
Yeah.
So a lot of artists have to choose between Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit,
Sure,
Cincinnati, Columbus.
What's a typical radius clause for an artist? Like can you not do Cleveland and Pittsburgh?
It depends on the artist. It depends on how you're doing
Right. How
things,
big
right?
and stuff too. Yeah.
if you want to book a successful tour, you typically don't play all of the markets. And
because Pittsburgh's hour 20 from here, so people are gonna drive an hour and 20 to Cleveland when it's a band.
Or circle that as like your
vice
V-list
versa.
next time around or something. If you do a secondary run.
Pittsburgh ends up on a Saturday and Cleveland ends up on a Tuesday.
Right.
It makes it hard for the people in between.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you got to balance that, and the good agents understand that.
Of course.
And of course, you have to hit the New Yorks and the Chicagos and the Torontos, and that's part of it, and Detroit even. So oftentimes Cleveland does get slotted out for the second leg of the tour. So they go out, have a successful run, they come back, we get on the second run. I will say at Peabody's and even at the Agora, we get the first day of tour a lot, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work and it's stressful, but it's a good place to fly into, and it's easy to kind of like set things up. So oftentimes we get the first day of the tour or second leg of the tour. We don't always get premium dates, obviously. It's nice when we do. But yeah, we do compete with other cities in that regard. But as far as like talent buying, booking shows, there's always competition.
Yeah.
The artists, of course, need to make as much money as possible, and I want artists to make as much money as possible.
Right.
But it's got to be a win-win. And if it's not, then that's where you go back and forth and try to figure out deals that make sense.
Here's something that I could think of off of that is for the festivals, obviously us being one of the top states of having the most badass festivals, but I know working on that side of things too, they have pretty intense radius clauses and things like that. And since now they book every single band that there essentially is in rock and metal, right?
You hit the nail on the head.
How does that work? Do you guys play ball obviously together in ways though, or it's not like a competition, I guess I'd probably say, since it's a difference of things, but does that affect a lot of the stuff being able to come through too with all those acts playing then?
Absolutely. So talking specifically about Incarceration of Sonic Temple,
right?
I can't book any of those artists at all during the summer months because of radius clauses.
Yeah,
right?
That's like every band in
That's all
rock
of
and
them.
metal. I mean,
it basically
it's
books
crazy.
out every rock and metal band, and those who aren't
clauses
playing the
are
festival that come through, I have to say, sorry, you shouldn't play right now because everybody's spending their money at those festivals.
Yeah.
But those artists who do play those festivals should come play Cleveland in November,
Yeah,
December,
circle back,
February,
of course.
March. So that's the kind of way I approach it.
Yeah.
You put on a great set, get in front of a bunch of people, come back, play here when it gets cold.
Do your headliners, yeah.
That makes sense. What's one of the wildest riders that you've seen from a band?
Uncle
that's a good
Scratch's
question.
Gospel Revival.
I love that act too. I remember seeing them play and stuff.
What was it?
Well, first of all, if you don't know Uncle Scratch, you must.
I've only heard the name. I don't know who. I've never seen them.
Brother Ed passed away. I have a picture of him hanging in my office.
Wow.
It's a two-piece. You just kind of have to see it to believe it. But they once asked me if they could play at Peabody's. They could play in the women's room, and I had to politely tell them no, they could not play in the women's room.
Wow.
That's funny. I think I remember them at Pirates Cove and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure
exactly.
do. Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Maynard from Tool loved them and took them out to open for Pussifer for a little while.
Yeah, that's neat.
But anyway, so their rider was a King James Holy Bible, Velvet Jesus portrait, an oxygen tank. So we filled it, and they were blown away.
Dude,
like, holy shit.
who's the band that had the
funny.
pig heads?
Mayhem or Watain?
Watain.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That was the one where
That's
like the
pretty
floor
crazy.
was sort of like covered in tarps downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
I was like,
that's so wild.
holy shit, this is the
real
craziest
deal.
thing I've ever walked into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two Watain stories. They're both pretty crazy.
I think it was Watain. Yeah, it was like fucking pig heads and
For
blood.
the
and-
on stage.
No, like the pre-basement ritual.
Oh shit.
Dude, it was fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
Someone
God.
brought a bucket of animal blood.
Wow.
And there was so much animal. And this is I'm gonna pare it down to the PG version.
Yeah.
There was so much animal blood in the basement that our cleaning people had to just like mop it all up and take
Oh
it up.
my God. That's
And
I remember. I saw it. I was there. It was insane.
so
That is
Kevin,
intense, yeah.
There's another guy named Kevin was our maintenance guy at the time, and Kevin's a black guy, and Kevin was paler than me.
He's like, what the hell happened?
He's like,
here?
he's like, Chris, I mopped the basement and I poured the bucket outside, and the blood was just running down the streets of Cleveland.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah,
dude.
that's Watain. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Mayhem, same thing.
True metal.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, very similar. The Mayhem guys are more old school, obviously. Watain's more newer school. But one day at Peabody's after a Watain show, I was walking out to my car, and I stepped on something squishy. What is under my foot? And of course, it was a rat on a crucifix.
No
Actual
way.
dead rat on a crucifix. Why wouldn't it be after a Watain show? You know.
Just like another Wednesday night at the club.
Exactly. Honestly, yeah, that's what it was. It's another Wednesday night at the club.
Right. That was a good night.
That's the stuff you get used to.
Yeah, for sure, though. It's like nothing surprising anymore. It's just fucking cool.
God,
Whatever.
Wow.
That's funny.
Nothing like that from the Agora, right? It seems a lot more chill down there nowadays. No.
You know, I will never forget, like, I think it was Everclear. And Everclear was just playing late. And they brought this kid on stage at like 11:30 at night. And I'm like, if I put a kid on stage at 11:30 at night at Peabody's, all hell would have broken loose and I would have been this evil villain. But at the Agora, it's fine. And I'm like, okay, well, that's, I guess, what it is.
Yeah.
It's just different perceptions of locations. And I get it. Peabody's was a rowdy, chaotic place. I understand that. And I called
It was
the
show
Agora.
by show. I mean, I saw so many
Yeah.
shows there that were like relatively, like, I mean, obviously just normal shows. I mean, there was obviously your Trinidad James moments, but
I've been
for
to
the
many.
most part, I mean, I
Many a
never
wild
felt,
nights.
I never felt
Many a
unsafe
wild
there.
nights.
That's good.
It was
No,
a
same.
home. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was. I never felt weird about it.
I think home is
was
the right
just-
word for Peabody's. I think a lot
Totally.
of people felt that way about it.
Yeah,
And the thing
totally.
is, the reality is the way things have shifted, the Agora can't quite be the same between ticket
Right.
prices,
Right.
ticket fees,
Right.
and drink prices, right? Because at Peabody's, we do Metal Mondays.
Yeah.
Free tickets are $6. Then you'd have a $15 show during the week and a $20 show and $3 beers, and you could actually go to all three.
It's just different times
Can't
now.
do that
I was gonna say even
Yeah,
insurance
times
now
have changed.
compared to every little policy shit, you know, just things
Absolutely.
that have to be
Yeah.
tighter. You know,
Yep.
obviously, of course, understandable.
Yep.
So Cleveland continues to expand venues and events. Like, where do you see the music scene heading in the next decade in Cleveland? What's next on the horizon? You think it's more in the flats or what? Like,
I wonder
what's-
that. Yeah.
It's hard to say. So I'm 2 decades in now, entering my third, which is crazy. I would say my first decade was about survival, trying to keep this thing together.
Sure.
And my second decade was about kind of like, okay, we're figuring this out.
Right, it's coming
now,
together.
to your point, what's next? You know, it depends on what the fan wants. I mean, that's a
That's
big
true, too,
part of
though.
it. I remember in the Peabody's days, I thought Guitar Hero killed a bunch of our shows for about 2 years
Yeah.
because people just stayed home and played Guitar
Right,
Hero
wanted
instead
to
of
play
going to
that
concerts.
stuff.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
believe that. Versus now, you know, how are we going to track with things that are happening?
Right.
Things always shift, change. I think it always comes back to communal experiences, right? I think about the COVID shutdown. I think about people who are politically right wing, left wing, calling me and saying, "Chris, we just need to get together and be at a concert." And I
Yeah.
agree with them both.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I think the communal experience is something that is so important and can't be replicated in any other ways.
Yeah, I
That's
just think
very
at a
true.
concert is the one time everybody drops their differences and opinions, and you all come together and just
Yeah.
enjoy
Enjoy the
music.
moment.
Yeah.
Everybody vibes right
Yep.
together.
Everybody's like singing those lyrics, and
That's
it
the
might
one
impact
time.
you differently than someone
Yeah.
else as far as
Yeah.
the
True.
individual lyrics. But
Absolutely.
you're like singing them back to that person on stage, and whatever your politics are, or your sports team is, or whatever, you're all together for that moment.
Yeah, who
That's
cares
awesome.
about any of that? You let
Yep.
all that out the window.
Yep.
It just only
Exactly.
matters now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why live shows are unmatched.
Yep.
Do you think smaller venues or larger ones are more important for shaping a city's music scene, or equal place for both?
I think both are important in very different ways. I think small venues help build the community and build the artistic sense of it. I think the big venues bring in people from out of town to remind them how cool the city is. So I think
that's
they're
a great
both
point.
incredibly important.
Yeah,
That's
me
true,
too.
though.
I do. I think it's a little bit of a different experience. I just was curious on your take, but it just, I don't know. I mean, you could be at a 30,000 person festival, you know, and 100-person room and kind of get some of the same feelings. I feel like it just, you immerse yourself in the music, but it's still like, especially from an artist standpoint, it's like a very different experience. Like playing on the stage at Incarceration versus playing in a smaller room. I almost prefer the smaller room still, but it's
Just feels that more.
it's
I've
so
heard a lot of
intimate.
artists say that
It's
too.
so
They like
nat-
the
it's
intimate
just, like,
feeling.
raw.
You know? Yeah.
From the crowd, I felt those same emotions in both. Like even in stadiums, it's just connecting with the music.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true though.
How do you balance bringing in huge touring acts while still supporting some of the locals? I know you touched on that a little bit with like Agora a little harder, but
Yeah, I mean, as far as like putting support acts on tours, it's more challenging.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, I also try to be a big supporter of the people who are doing the independent stuff in Cleveland,
Sure.
Ohio, because I know how damn hard it is. So you know, I always try to support No Class, Foundry, Mercury, Grog Shop, Beachland.
I love that
Maple
about you.
Grove.
I always see you at all the venues.
Yeah, I
all
mean,
the owners,
yeah.
like Ray, she's amazing.
That's one of those
Emma,
unique Cleveland
awesome.
things too. Like we were saying, is like it's not like the competition or like, oh fuck them or fuck. It's like we work together. It's kind of this big family atmosphere
Yeah, I
too,
love
where
that.
everybody helps each
That's
other,
super cool.
tries to collaborate.
And it's not like that in many cities.
Right. No, it's so special about that. So
Yeah,
it's really
Music
cool.
Box too. I miss them.
Yeah,
I've never been there. I
cool.
know the
It's
name,
fun.
but I haven't got to go check that out.
a lot of great clubs.
I'm gonna go up to Grog Shop up here next month. I think it is, maybe the month after. Lee from Born of Osiris and Tillian have a new band. Have you heard that?
No, what is it?
Dark Air Divine.
I don't know.
It's good.
I
Check it
like
out.
them.
Yeah, they're playing Grog Shop. I think it's in April, end of March or April. Should go
I just
check
saw
it out.
Circus Survive got back together too.
Really?
So I was pumped about that. I hope they'll be
Allegedly.
yeah. I hope they'll be doing a circuit or something if it works. But I want to see those guys.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to see what room that's in.
You know.
So it's an interesting, fun question. I was thinking, what if you could bring back one legendary band to play in the Agora in their prime? Who would it be?
For me or for the city? Because I think those are two very different things.
Let's hear both answers, because I want people to know the Chris Zitterbart answer for himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what would be the most kind of iconic you think for the city?
All right. I mean, for the city, either Meatloaf or Rush.
For sure.
Those two, I just
Good-
the
good
importance
choices.
of both those artists to
Yeah.
Cleveland and what was given
Great
back
call.
to them. I think is really, really important. For me personally, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the level of show you're talking about, right?
Right.
Like every time I see Derek, I'm like, dude, Outface should play again. But if I'm being honest, there's gonna be like 250 of us who are thrilled, and other people don't get it, and that's that's all right. That's fine. You know, and to be honest, one of the cool things about what I get to do is, you know, I get to talk to the Chimera guys.
Yeah.
And when Mark and Chris and Jim and Matt and Rob and all those guys want to get together and do stuff, I'm thrilled that they call me.
Yeah.
Really cool.
In Austin, and you know, being able to like be the only headlining show the entire year, to be
Yeah.
like the very first time they came back all together. You know,
That last show was special. That was a really awesome show.
incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So like working with the Chimera guys has been great. And
Sure.
likewise, the Mushroom Head Camp, to be
Yeah, of
doing
course.
that every Halloween
Right,
for the
right.
last
For how long?
20 years of my life.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
great.
neat.
I love it. It's both
Very
those
cool.
are very different relationships, but
Mm-hmm.
I care a lot about both those bands and the people in those bands.
Yeah, that's awesome.
More of that special Cleveland thing
Yeah.
too. With all it's not everywhere like that.
Right.
It's really cool.
And when people fly in from all over the world to see those shows,
Yeah.
man,
yeah.
it's special.
That is.
All over. I saw that Chimera show. People were just like literally all over the
Yep.
actual world.
Yep.
We played that a couple years. Never at the Agora though. I don't think. Well, no, I don't believe so. It was, but
Chimera Christmas.
yeah, it was like number way back when. I don't know, 4 and or like 7 or so. I don't even know what years that was.
They put them all on the back of the T-shirt. I almost wore
Oh,
it today.
really?
I could have just
Yeah.
looked at it.
Check. I forget.
They did that. I didn't.
I think
know
it was
that.
with
I never saw that
Ringworm.
shirt.
Whatever year that
Every
was.
Christmas they put on the back of the T-shirt. It's pretty cool.
That is neat.
That is cool. What concert anywhere in the world gave you chills as a fan, not a promoter, just you and the music? What artist or concert to you spoke the most to your soul?
I'm not gonna lie, like some people are shocked I'm not jaded. I still fucking love it. I still get chilled on a regular basis.
Oh, I've been to
Yeah,
shows with you. I know you do.
Yeah,
I've been
just-
to.
I remember taking you to see Watsky at Musica.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit! I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, the kid's great.
Dude, that was he was my introduction. I never
Yeah.
I listened to him for like 2 years straight after that show.
neat.
I was
Yeah.
obsessed.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that venue too, Musica.
I mean, recently, Chris Congilio and I went and saw Nine Inch Nails at Rocket Arena.
Nice.
And we stood from here to the wall away from Trent.
Really?
And just watched
That is
Trent
neat,
play
yeah.
keys.
Damn.
And that was
I bet it.
Awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, that was very much chills. That was super, super cool. I'll also say that, I got to take my daughter in the pit for Sleep Token, and she got to just
Really?
stand in the pit
Where at?
at Rocket Arena,
Oh,
and it was the
sick.
smallest pit I've ever seen at Rocket.
Was it?
And to be right there in front of the stage with my kid watching like
Yeah,
a really cool
that is
band that
awesome.
just played the Agora not too long ago. I
Right.
was like, this is
Wild, isn't
incredible.
it? How much they blew up.
Yeah, I knew they were going to get big. I had no idea that.
They're going to be in the
up, yeah.
fucking arena a few years
I
later.
know.
So they opened for In This Moment and Nothing More at the Agora.
Okay.
And they didn't have any more shirts of my size. I'm like, oh, I'll get it next time.
No, next.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's
Like even at the arena, everything was
60
sold
bucks.
out.
Wow.
And,
Holy
yeah,
cow.
it was nuts. They're crushing it.
Speaking of
Good
that,
for- yeah.
that subject, I wanted to ask you, what band do you predict will be headlining in arenas within, we'll say, the next 5 years?
Man,
Who's-
that's you never know with that stuff. Like, so I'm a baseball card collector as a kid, so I always like bet on the rookie cards and buy all the rookie cards.
Yeah.
I would have bought the Gojira rookie card. I would
Totally.
have bought the Sleep Token rookie card because I believed in both those bands
For sure.
a lot. Orbit Culture is probably one that I
don't even
think
know them.
has a chance.
I
to
hear
be
of them a
really,
lot.
Really big.
Yeah.
They're playing the House of Blues actually in March. Orbit Culture is awesome.
Is it pretty brutal?
It's
I haven't heard the music, but I know the name for sure.
It's heavy, but there's bands like Gojira who are just good, but this extra intellectual level. And I think Orbit Culture's got a bit of that.
pretty neat. Then.
They're definitely heavy. They're awesome. But yeah, give Orbit Culture a listen. I think Gojira is just going to keep growing and
Yeah.
growing and growing and growing because they're something special.
They played the fucking Olympics.
It was
Oh, that's
incredible.
right.
I mean,
I knew that was coming, but I didn't know
That was
they were
badass.
that was
Yeah,
incredible.
that
On the side of a castle.
amazing.
Whatever. I mean,
Amazing.
dude, does it get any cooler?
Nah, it's pretty great.
So, one of the last things for me, Cleveland had a theme song. What do you think it would be?
Wow. I mean, Ian Hunter's Cleveland Rocks always.
Sure. Besides
Totally,
that
I
one.
play that all the time on stuff.
Besides the actual one.
I think about the time that Skillet played the Agora because they have a song Monster that Cleveland Monsters play all the time.
Oh,
and
that's
the Monsters gave him a personalized jersey, which I thought
Do
was
they?
super,
That is
super
neat.
cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But
they rock. I was
a
at that
Cleveland
Skillet.
theme, I don't know, maybe it needs to be a new one needs to be written. I remember when the
That's
Misfits
true.
did a New York one a few years back for the hockey team. I don't know.
We need to put something together.
There you go.
Try it out.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Anything else from you that you want to do?
I'm trying to think of just the World Series of Rock. I remember that used to be like a big thing and stuff too. So I always thought that was a really cool historical thing of Cleveland. But I know I mentioned to you random at some point, but it'd be cool to put something together that's like a Cleveland thing. I mean, I'm sure there are things like that a little bit too, but to
don't
bring
wanna-
all that together maybe somehow. I don't know.
I think you're right. So what you like, I'm not going to give away all the details.
Yeah.
What you scoped out has been bubbling up here and there from multiple camps.
Of course,
So, hopefully we can make it happen.
Right, just
We'll
a cool
see.
thing to bring
because,
that.
So there was the World Series of Rock, there's also the World Series of Metal.
Was there really? See, I didn't know that.
Oh, the World Series of Metal, Mitch, who passed away, used to put it together. And it used to be at the Agora.
Wow.
And
That's cool.
Another topic I can go on and on
Yeah,
and on and on
yeah.
about. And seeing 2,000 people at the Agora, and then Mushroom plays the ballroom, and then 2,000 people try to pack in the ballroom.
Whoa, see.
Incredible experience.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite World Series
Was
of
that
metal,
back when the sides were on it still?
Yeah.
In the ballroom? With people
okay.
jumping
You just
over the
jump,
sides?
yeah.
Oh, man. That was such wild times,
I
dude.
jumped off those rails when I was a smaller, younger lad.
I did. Dude, I did. I definitely
awesome.
did. People used to do flips. Like, people were super wild. They'd get up there and just fucking front flip.
Dang.
So this is one of my favorite Agora moments ever. The Misfits headlined World Series of Metal. Michael Gravesby and Michael Graves got arrested. Couldn't
way.
perform.
No way. Oh, I love the Graves era too.
Me too. I'm
Yeah,
I'm a big
that's
fan of
awesome.
the Michael
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
Michael makes some questionable decisions here and there with his politics, but hey.
Right.
But as a person, he's actually a sweet dude. He's
Yeah.
a great songwriter, incredible
Yeah.
vocalist. So they had no vocalists, but the show must go on, right?
Yeah.
So since the World Series of Metal, they brought up Charlie from Anthrax to sing a song.
No way.
They brought up Keith from Life of Agony to sing a song. They brought
Neat.
up Corpse Grinder to sing a song. And they just started
Wow.
pulling people out of the crowd. Like,
Just
hey, do
having
you,
them
do you know
go.
the lyrics to this
Whoa.
one?
Did they
Pull people
really?
up. It was so great.
Dude, I would
It
love
was
that.
so cool.
I know every single lyric to the Famous Monsters album, like
Yeah,
without
that album
question.
rocks.
Every song on it. That's my favorite Misfits album, hands
great
down.
one.
Yeah, love
No,
that.
that's neat. Yeah, memories like that would be so epic to get to experience and see and stuff. But
Do you remember? I was too young for the show, but do you remember when Pantera played the Agora?
I have the poster in my office, but
Hmm.
I sadly did not get to go to that one. I can't remember if I didn't live here at the time or if I was traveling. But no, I didn't get to
It's
see that.
in one of the home videos. It's like
Oh, no.
the dude does like the flip off the balcony.
Well,
Wow.
that
Wow.
plus the stack fell into the crowd.
That's right.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
The whole fucking PA fell over there, like trying to pull
Wow.
it back. It's like on top of the crowd. They're pushing it. Yeah, it's in one of the home videos. I remember
That
it.
is
That's
so
the
crazy.
Agora. I was like, holy
Damn.
shit, dude.
And it was
Rock and
awesome
roll.
seeing like the new Pantera at Incarceration,
Mm-hmm.
seeing like how good Phil sounds these days.
Incredible.
so
Zach
too.
And
Yeah.
Charlie and
Killing
it was incredible. Just
Yeah, they did
like
sound
the
good.
emotions of that thing. That was cool. That was fun.
it was neat.
Dude, yeah, I cried.
It was
chills.
jamming too.
That's a good
They
Yeah,
sounded
same.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, we were standing on the side of the stage, and I forget who it was. One of the guys in their crew was like, go out the front of house for Planet Caravan when they do like the tribute.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked out to the front of house and just standing in the middle, just crying, like 30,000 people around me, like
Taking it in.
Fuck.
Them too.
Yep. I'm standing in
too.
front of house with like some super important managers and agents next to me, and everybody's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Just like, we're all just like fans again.
Yeah, yeah.
That was similar.
The
Super
best.
fucking cool.
Similar. I'm at Coachella a year ago, 2 years ago, and I'm supposed to be like networking and doing my job, but I was on the rail for the original Misfits because I hadn't seen the original Misfits yet.
Yeah, that'd be a
so
neat one.
I'm like, you know, I'm not a young guy, but I'm like, I'm not leaving the rail. I'm not losing
Right,
my
I wanna
spot.
catch this
I'm right
one.
here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch Glenn do this with Jerry because I, know Glenn a little, and I know
That was
Jerry.
at Coachella, you said,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Deftones killed it at Coachella.
I saw
That would've been a great one to see, too.
It looked
But just to
amazing.
be on the rail and watch that version of the Misfits play was awesome.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know if I ever got to see the Misfits at this point in my life. I feel like it's got to be 10 times more, But I almost forget sometimes who I've seen. I'm like, did I see
Yeah.
the Misfits? Or like,
Yeah, that's
no.
all right. That's
Yeah,
my
dude.
one big regret is I actually bought my daughter a concert book to write down her concerts, and I'm sure she doesn't.
Oh.
I wish I wrote down every concert I've been to.
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
asked AI to like give me a list of all the Peabody's concerts. Can't do it.
I
No.
can't
There's
pull
just
them up.
so many.
I could only imagine,
But like
too.
the
I
stuff
mean-
that, like I didn't realize that. Who was it? I did a hip hop show at the Agora, and the opener was Travis Scott.
Wow.
And that,
Really?
and you just don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about that, right?
And you're like, oh, I remember that when he passed through.
I had Anderson .Paak open for Watsky.
Damn. That's
You
crazy,
know,
too. Yeah.
I booked Skrillex in Pirates
Wow.
Cove.
Wow. Yeah.
Blackville Bride's like I think first show ever was in Pirates Cove.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Totally.
we booked 21 Pilots three times.
for
Yeah, that stuff's insane.
That's something I always look back
It's
on.
so
Like, dude,
cool.
we fucking did
the
that.
timings. Yeah, it was.
21 Pilots with one of the shows with Walk
crazy.
the Moon. You remember them? The
of
Shut Up and
course,
Dance
they're
song?
big too, yeah.
Yeah, it's 21 Pilots and
fucking
Walk the
crazy.
Moon on the same show at the Outpost in front of like,
That's incredible.
14
I remember seeing
people.
Machine Gun Kelly at the Outpost.
yeah,
Yeah,
we booked Machine
that's
Gun
right.
Kelly 3 or 4 times. I
His
think.
first sold out show ever was at Peabody's.
Yeah,
So wild.
we had some Chip the Ripper shows that we did.
All right,
Oh,
so,
that's
so
right. Chip,
early-
yeah, those are
quick,
some wild.
quick fun story. Chip is great.
Yeah.
love
But
him.
when I took my daughter to Sleep Token, like I was talking about, I got a tap on my shoulders. My buddy Tim, him and MGK came by.
Wow.
So like, hey, it's my daughter Zoe. So Zoe got to meet
Oh, that's
Machine Gun Kelly, and he was super nice. And
Amazing.
That's cool because I know those guys.
Right. Got
Yeah.
to be the coolest dad, too. Like,
fun.
oh, man.
Yeah, you get the show. You're like, yeah, that's right.
No, Zoe's like, hey, what's up?
Does she not care?
Nah, she's a teenage girl.
Yeah,
She's gonna
true.
act like a teenage girl.
Right.
She's 15 now.
She-
I told my wife earlier that I was like, man, Chris said he was out shopping for Zoe for a car. She was like,
It
no
is
way. What
that
do you
is, yeah,
mean?
That's crazy, man.
We have wedding photos.
Time keeps
Where
flashing.
she's like
We're having fun, though, right?
just a little kid out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a minute ago, too. At the Agora.
At the Agora.
Where we
Yeah,
had a
that-
blast. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
What
that
I
fun
recall,
party.
what I recall of it, I was gonna say.
I was driving 2 Little Redheads. I wasn't drinking. You guys were, though. That's good.
You weren't drinking?
No, I had the kids.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, duh, you did have your kids.
that
Yeah.
was-
Well, I was absolutely blackout drunk.
That was a while.
Good.
Yeah, that was the best. I remember the last thing. I don't remember actually. I was told the last thing of me leaving was me forcing the bartender to pour out the last bottle of Jägermeister into shots for all of us. You were probably one of them.
Maybe, probably.
You were probably there.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was probably the best private party you could ever have in the Agora, and honestly, probably
Totally.
not been done too much.
No, I mean, we've done some weddings, but obviously it's a very different vibe now. It's a much more,
Yeah.
I don't know if opulence the right word. You did it like OG Agora style.
Legit,
which is-
yeah.
It was
Rock
like
and
a
roll.
full
It was fucking rock and
rock
roll.
star fucking
Yeah.
party in like all the green
was
rooms,
sick.
everything you can ever dream up. I've never, God, our Larry Cruz was the caterer, and he brought me a jar of like lemon moonshine, and it wrecked me.
One last final thing I just thought of, since it's a big mythos of things or whatever, but what is it? The Marilyn Manson room,
Manson
right?
room.
That's at the Agora. I just
It
thought
Did
of
he
that
live
totally
with Trent
random.
Reznor or something? Is that
Yeah,
what the
there's
story
like
is?
a big thing about that. So let's touch
I
on
need
that
to ask
quick.
little Dan Brian's version of the story. Because Marilyn Manson obviously is from Alliance, Ohio.
Right.
Came up here. I first heard his demo because a buddy of mine in Newcastle, PA, had a copy of it.
Neat.
And for a while, I lived right next to Reznor Heating, Trent Reznor's uncle, I believe.
Wow.
In small
I didn't know
town
that.
PA. Yeah. So, Trent's from Pennsylvania, not from Cleveland, but Trent put Nine Inch Nails together in Cleveland, hence Cleveland claiming Nine Inch Nails as they should.
Right.
But Trent's a Western PA boy. Marilyn Manson and Brian from Ohio. But the Manson room, allegedly,
Yeah.
he stayed in that corner part of the basement and lived there while they were recording something for an extended period of time.
It's under the stage, right? In the
It's
theater?
Under the theater stage.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I don't know Brian well enough to ask him the question, but I bet you little Dan could ask for me. So
Yeah.
I got to ask him that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be neat.
Bust the myth. We gotta find out.
I'm curious too.
I know. I'd always heard of that, just whatever through the years and random shit. I'm sure as everybody else had it.
Everybody
stuff
calls
too.
it the Manson room.
Right. That's
Still
what
the
it's just
Manson
known
What's in there
as,
now?
The old Peabody sign.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah,
dude,
that's cool.
Dude, that was in there fucking 10 years ago or 15
Yeah.
years ago. I feel like, or at least 10, right? When I got married there,
It's storage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
isn't it? It's like catering under that stage now, right, or something?
We do catering for artists in the main portion of it,
Yeah.
which is cool. I'd like to fix it up. I mean, it's fine, but I'd like to do a little bit more down there because it's just such.
It's been a while since I've been down there. Honestly, I think.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
This is the only time we talked to the Agora. No one's actually asked me about haunted stuff, which is
Shit.
fine.
No,
We don't
see,
have to.
I should have.
Dude, I never really experienced it too much. Like I
'cause
honestly,
you guys
like when
been
I
working there.
painted in there, I was alone in there, or like me and Mike or Warka we were in there for hours
Right,
on
I would
end
think so.
alone. Like
Yeah.
I never experienced it. I always heard of it.
Did you see some good stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Kristen's
definitely
got a
touch
good
on
story from
quick
when we were prepping for the wedding.
yeah?
It was like it was like someone walked out behind her and was like, "Hey," and she like turned around. I think
Oh,
I
shit.
might be messing.
I'd
She
be
was like,
freaked
"Oh my
out.
god, no!" Like nothing there, or something like that. I forget, but I never did. What do you got?
I got a lot.
What was the one that was like absolutely like just bone chilling, where you're like, "Oh fuck this."
I can't tell that one. So I'll go to my 2 and 3.
Okay,
and 4
we'll go to
stories.
2.
I was there one night with these two bands are incredible. If you don't know these two bands, you must know these two bands. Are Fair to Midland,
I know the name
Dead Letter Circus.
and the name as well, but
I both,
I'll have to
yeah,
check
I've
the
heard
music.
both. I don't know them.
They're incredible. They're both Australian bands. Both the vocalists are so incredibly good.
Wow.
So I'm hanging out with them at the Agora one night, and we're just like BSing. And this is before the renovation. And the door between the ballroom and the theater started opening and closing.
Oh, shit.
Opening and closing.
Seriously.
And these dudes are like, "Did you just see that?"
Right,
I'm
right.
like, "Yeah."
Oh,
Like,
man.
aren't you freaked out? I'm like, "Nah, this just happens all the time." which
It's just a part of the place.
it is part of the place.
Yeah. Wow, though.
Some people believe that if you take something from a place like that, the spirits can follow you home. Mm-hmm. I had an insane dream one night that I'm not going to go into details.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't have the kind of vivid, lucid dreams like this. And I'm like, okay, that was heavy.
Sure. Yeah.
So a couple of days later, this is shortly after I took over the Agora. Everybody's out of the building by myself. I don't know, midnight, 1 a.m. I just went to the stage. I laid down on the stage. And I was like, look, you're stuck with me.
Right.
This is
just
what it
told
is
him.
now.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, this is what it is.
Right.
And from that day forward,
Just
cool?
better feeling.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
See, that's smart though.
Yeah, dude, they left me alone. When I was painting there, it was a month and a half, 2 months. I don't remember. It felt like forever. I was
didn't
there
feel like
every
that
day.
lurk behind you or something where you're just
Never,
like,
dude. They
maybe
just-
there was something there.
They're like, this fucking stoner painting the balcony, leave him alone. He's fine. I don't know.
two other minor stories. Like,
be
anytime
scary.
I would use the second urinal in when I wore cargo shorts, like all my hair would go up on my legs. I'm like, what the hell is this shit?
Right.
This
Yeah.
is
Really?
what's
weird.
this? That is-
But some people are like receptive to it, some are not.
That's true.
One night we were like doing the tour. This girl was like, "Hey, they really don't want people to put cigarette butts out on the wall anymore." And I'm
Wow.
like, "That's an insanely specific thing."
Yeah, it is.
And you're right, because some of the staff used to put out their cigarette butts inside this like little like broken brick portion.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was totally right. And I don't know how she would have
Wow.
known to say that to me. No, I don't smoke, but I know people
Yeah,
who do smoke
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
You're aware of a room that you've never been in where that happens.
That
Wow.
is-
They were not about the disrespect.
Right. That's some
You're a
wild shit.
fucking ashtray, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they left me alone. They were cool with me just like painting. They're like,
Probably.
he's sprucing it up in here.
There's tunnels underneath the building I used to go through.
Yeah.
When I used to go through the tunnels, I would have those deep.
Yeah, you showed me one
Yeah.
time. It pops.
I just
It
don't
goes from
go.
the fucking boiler room under the stage, right? Or like
does.
Fuck that. I wouldn't want to go down there
I
either.
used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
I think I
Not
just
anymore.
looked in and
I'm
went,
done.
cool.
Right.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, once you
if
get
there's,
that
if there's
vibe.
any energy still there, that's their space. They
Yeah.
can have theirs. I can have mine. We
Exactly.
Wow.
No, that's some wild stuff.
Yeah,
though.
that would freak me out.
Well, when's the building even from? 19...
Built in 1912, opened in 1913.
Wow.
What was
Lot
the
of
original
history.
thing
I was
in it
gonna
then?
say.
I only remember like
The Metropolitan Theater.
Wow.
and what they do in there, like plays.
Millionaires Row. That was like
That's some
the
neat-
Rockefellers, Carnegie's
Yeah.
plays.
Whoa, that's so
That's why
cool.
so the balconies, it makes sense.
Neat history.
When
Love
did it
stuff
become
like
a
that.
concert venue? Do you know?
WHK, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so in
Like,
68, 68.
it was a movie theater for a while.
Crazy.
Damn, can you imagine watching a
kinds
movie
of
there?
Well, we
Yeah, we
show
do.
movies there, right?
You do a movie night?
Well, kind of. So we did. We had Bruce Campbell come out, and then we showed Evil Dead 2.
Ooh,
We do Labyrinth with a full band, which is so
I
fun.
bet that's epic.
Yeah, we do stuff like that all the time, which is really, really cool. I enjoy it.
So, what can we expect next from anything the fans should be looking out for the Agora, Globe, Jacobs? Any cool events you want to leak and announce? What?
I can't leak and announce without Tata freaking out on me, so I'm not
He'll
going
be
to leak
fine.
and announce.
Tata, chill, dude. It's cool.
But
It's all good, Mike.
the reality is we're going to have a busier summer than last year, which I'm excited about.
At all three.
At Agora, definitely. Globe feels like it. Jacobs feels like it. Yeah, I think so. And then our fall is going to be insane because our fall is always insane, which is
It's a
fun.
great time of the year
It's-
too. I love that weather.
Yeah.
Just the vibe of fall is great before
Exactly.
winter
So it's going to be
hits
really,
us
really cool.
again.
What show are you most looking forward to?
You mean other than Asabath?
Yeah, I guess we'll say other than Asabath because that's next for me. I'm fucking stoked.
That's gonna be a great one.
Is that sold out, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Beyond sold out, probably.
All right, so I saw my boys Clutch play at the Caverns. Have you been in the caverns?
No, I haven't. I saw you
It's on
post
the-
that
it's on
though.
the
I
list.
saw that
Caverns.
post. Yeah,
Go
that's
to the
so
caverns.
cool.
They're playing Acid Bath's playing there right before your show, right?
No, it's after.
Right after?
And I'm thinking about flying down for it.
Where's it at? Like Illinois or
No,
Tennessee.
he's flying to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And it's about 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, that's
an
an easy
hour.
cruise. Though.
Dude, it's a
Hours
cave.
on
It
that.
looks sweet.
Sick.
Those pictures I saw.
So I saw
stuff you
Clutch
posted.
play there,
Insane.
and the sound was so good.
I wondered that too, if it was super echoey or like.
Yeah, is it not?
But in a
So
good way, then.
So good.
Yeah.
And Neil, the singer from Clutch, is like, well, normally we go off stage to an encore, but there's nowhere to go, so we're just keep going.
Right. We'll just keep
And,
rocking.
That's
There's nowhere to go. Cave.
just
I
in a
had such a
cave.
great time seeing Clutch play in a cave. And some people are like, aren't you afraid it's going to collapse you or die? I'm like, if I die watching Clutch in
Right.
a cave,
Kind of.
I'm good.
Kind of a cool
I'm
one,
good.
just in case.
Signed it. It's a
same,
good one.
same with Acid Bath. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Acid Bath
Right.
play in
In
a
the
cave.
cave. True.
Yeah, that's my
That'd
childhood,
be pretty epic.
honestly. I mean, one time when I was a kid, my brother's band had Agents of Oblivion come up and stay at my parents' house. So that's how I know Sanchez and Dax from those days.
awesome.
So I'm just stoked to see them again. It was awesome to see them at Ink. Was my first time seeing them back together. Actually, I never saw Acid Bath together
I didn't
before
either.
Ink.
I've known Sammy for almost 20 years.
Wow.
From like Goat Whore and
Soylent
yeah,
Green and
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
right, I
yeah,
forgot.
Exactly,
That was-
yeah.
So I've known Sammy a long, long time. So I'm really excited about this one. And Midnight's one of my favorite bands. So Midnight opening, super pumped. Are you into Midnight? Know your thing?
Not
I know
so
of
much.
them.
I mean, personally,
Love them.
yeah.
Big fan.
They're Cleveland, right? From yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Athanar is from, I almost said his name. Athanar is from Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Those guys are awesome. So them, direct support, perfect. Amigo the Devil, acoustic.
That's
It's gonna
neat, too.
throw people off. Because it's going to be, Mike Burns is opening the night with Radian. Nunslaughter is going to rip it. And then Amigo
Yeah,
the
they
Devil,
rip.
acoustic. And people are like,
Yeah,
what the fuck's happening?
Right,
And
what's
then
the-
Midnight's going to just crush. Midnight's playing Dark Lord Day, which I'm super excited about. So I'll see those guys at Dark Lord Day in Indiana.
Right.
Then Acid Bath will do what Acid Bath
It's gonna be a good
does.
spring.
Sweet, man. Well, let's wrap it up. I appreciate you driving down, taking
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, thanks so much for being
just
on
been
the
Just
a
a
first
blizzard on a
episode.
Monday. It's all good.
I know.
Yeah, come down to Kent, drink a little bourbon.
It's
it.
Hang
Cleveland
out
for
with
you.
Good
boys.
bourbon, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking delicious. So yeah, man, I appreciate you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.